Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We actually ended up seeing a brand new update drop in Warzone and Black Ops 6 today. Surprisingly enough, it wasn't the expected title update, the 1.65 update, which was added to the PlayStation database earlier on this week. Instead, it was just a hotfix or an update requires restart update. However, it does include some new content, including a brand new weapon, and then also some surprise patch notes as well, including some very interesting gameplay updates. So we've got a lot to break down here today in terms of everything that ended up changing. As you can see, we've got our Thursday, December 19th update. The day and the date is correct here, which is always good news, right? But as we do dive into all the update changes, quick reminder, if you are new to the channel or maybe you have not subscribed yet, every single day I got you covered with everything you need to know about Call of Duty, whether it is news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns. It's all right here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated as well. But as far as the patch notes go today, initially it surprisingly is just for Warzone. The multiplayer patch notes page has not been updated, at least as of yet, but this is what they say. So first up here, we actually get a couple of different weapon updates, which is pretty cool. So initially the AMR mod 4 sniper is now available. So we do have a new sniper. This is a part of the event that we'll break down in detail here in just a moment. They did, however, restrict the AMR mod 4 CHF barrel attachment, because if you were to put that barrel on the sniper, it was going to be a one-shot headshot. And this is a semi-auto sniper. It's not a bolt action, which means you could just spam it and get knock after knock after knock. Like, there was some leaked gameplay of it from data miners who got the weapon early, and it was broken. Like, it was going to be way too busted. So really glad they went through and actually restricted this barrel as the sniper is rolling out. Otherwise, we probably would have just had a full-on, Christmas break, holiday break of having a ridiculously broken sniper in the game. So they sort of avoided that, at least, so nice to see that. They also removed the restriction on the Core 45 pistol. There were some bugs there with its TTK, so they've gone through, they've updated that. You can now use the Core 45 yet again, and they've removed the restriction on the SOG akimbo attachment. So if you do want to run akimbo SOGs, now they've balanced that out to a level that they feel is appropriate, so you can use that on your setup now as well. We also have some audio updates today, which is pretty interesting. So they reduced environmental reverb effects across all player-friendly and enemy footsteps. So this should actually be a noticeable footstep, balance. The keyword here is should. We're obviously going to have to jump in game and actually test it and see if it's noticeably different, but rebalance that entirely. They reduced that environmental reverb. They also reduced the volume of first-person player footsteps, so you shouldn't notice yourself stomping nearly as much, which was a big issue. You're like, hey, I hear footsteps. Oh, it's just me, right? So obnoxious there for sure. They also increased the volume of enemy footsteps. Now, this is, again, just Warzone patch notes here, so this shouldn't affect multiplayer, where obviously you don't want footsteps to be too terribly loud, but in Warzone, it's a big deal for those audio cues, right? So on paper, at least, we should say, this seems to be a decent audio update. Again, we're going to have to jump in game and actually test and see for real if it is noticeable and if it is actually better, but nice that we do have some full-on audio updates here right away. We also have some new bug fixes as well. So here, they fixed an exploit that allowed players to use unintended perks. They say we are continuing to investigate an unrelated issue with the ghost perk. So if you didn't know, in the game files, for some reason, there were actually perks that are not in the game. Something was called Hunter that allows you to see enemies highlighted at extreme distances. Specialist was just like a straight up data mineable thing, and you could actually just give yourself those perks if you were hacking or if you were cheating. So nice that they actually nerfed hackers in a sense with this update. They could just nerf hackers and implement a competent anti-cheat, but hey, what do I know? They also fixed collision issues with various elements across Urzikstan, allowing players to exploit and peek and shoot through them. Same patch note that we got 20 billion times last year on this version of Urzikstan that, of course, we're now back on. They also fixed an issue in Holiday Rush where Santa was unable to aim at lower elevations, so that won't be an issue anymore. And that does it for the patch notes page, but that's far from everything that was actually updated in today's patch. So while yes, we got some cool patch notes there, and I actually like a lot of what we saw in those notes, unfortunately, they couldn't just have a straight up all good update. They did do something that I just think is kind of dumb this year, but just like what we saw with our previous weapons updates that were tethered to events like the Siren 9mm, Charlie Intel Post reporting the new AMR Mod 4 in Black Ops 6 and Warzone, which is the new Archie's Festival Frenzy event reward, is already available to use with the new bundle in the store. So I don't quite understand this. We know that Call of Duty is super retention based. Like, they want you to play the game as much as possible for as long as possible, and then they drop these events, and we saw this throughout MW3. They were phenomenal. MW3 crushed this, having weekly events that brought players back to the game, gave you cool rewards in blueprints and sometimes new weapons and sometimes new aftermarket parts. And this year the events aren't as frequent, but we still have cool events. And like, for instance, the Archie's Festival Frenzy event, completely free for everyone. The max reward for it is a sniper, but they completely just negate the purpose of the event when they go and just spoil it by dropping a bundle. Now, of course, most people are not gonna want to go through and buy the bundle. You can see it offers this full-on sniper blueprint for the AMR mod 4. This does unlock the base version of the weapon, so basically means you don't have to do the event if you don't want to, unless you want the other rewards. Comes with a pre-built loadout, so you get a couple of attachments, but it's an 1800 COD point bundle because it's got 2 weapons, an operator, some filler stuff as well. So it's pay $18 or 1800 COD points and skip the whole event, or spend time doing the event. I feel like this whole pay to get it done early thing just kind of ruins the purpose of the event. And from their POV, yeah, it might entice players to buy the bundle a little bit more, but one, the state of the game is a joke right now. A lot of players, I feel like, should not be spending money in the store. I mean, spend your money how you want it, but if you don't like the state of the game right now, probably shouldn't be reinforcing their energy with spending money in the store. Just my 2 cents there. But with this, why do the event if there's just a bundle to purchase instead? I think it ruins the fun of the event and the hype of the event. And they've now done this both times now. They did it with the Seer 9mm where they accidentally dropped the bundle for it early, and now again, same deal with the new sniper as well. So bit of a bummer there. We do though have even more updates to check out in game. So in game now, when you go over to the events tab, you'll see we've got our Archie's Festival Frenzy event, and it'll give you like this whole little rundown when you first boot into it and check out the menu. All holiday and Christmassy. Honestly, pretty cool vibe. Either way, as you can see, you've got your various different gifts, and so you have your Archie's count. I apparently have 1886. I don't know how did I get those? I don't know how I have 1886, but you can see you can go through and you can claim various different ones here, and it seems like I actually already have enough to do the event somehow. This has to be bugged, right? I've played like 4 matches of multiplayer to test the sniper when it dropped. Either way, you now have these that you can go through and claim. You've got your count in the top left. Yours may or may not be bugged like mine is. I have no idea, but this is now live. You can go through. If you do have the black cell for this season, you also get bonus rewards here too. If you don't, and then you redeem this reward and then decide you do want to buy the black cell, you'll still get the reward at the later date for what it's worth. But we've got this going on for the next 14 days all the way until the new year on January 3rd. And if you go through and you redeem all 12 of these, you obviously end up getting the AMR mod 4 for free, which obviously is the much better way to go through and get it for free just by playing naturally, not having to spend any money in the store. Now, I gotta test and see what happens if I redeem all of these. Surely I don't actually have all of them already, right? Major gift, it says. Major gift. Good grief. The 3-round burst for the compact, and then you do the last one. Okay, well, I guess I don't have to search for many Archies over the course of the next 2 weeks. I don't know how that happened. I've also seen a bunch of players already, though, post on Twitter as well. Players who have like 20,000 Archies. So something bugged. I guess if you've been playing the game a lot recently, you might have already like secretly been collecting them in the background. So weird. Now, we do also have a new playlist update live as of today as well. So there's a lot going on in the Warzone menu. We obviously have standard battle royale, solos, duos, trios, and quads for that. Resurgence on Area 99, Resurgence on Rebirth Island, Plunder quads, Resurgence rotation there. Then we also have the brand new Sleigh Ride Resurgence. This is going to be quads only, but with this, it is Resurgence on Urzikstan. There's like the Christmas decked out train. There's Santa or zombified Santa running around with a minigun. Kind of a crazy LTM. I enjoyed it a lot last year. Looking forward to it this year if the game's actually playable and we don't run into cheaters, of course. And then we got ranked play and boot camp down there as well. So quite a few playlist options if you're willing to brave the bad servers and the constant cheaters. And then in multiplayer, we also saw a slight playlist update. We still have Nuketown Holiday 24/7, Ransack, Infectious Holiday, and Prop Hunt, but they did bring back Stakeout 24/7 as well. Also, for what it's worth, it is, I think, important to note that in just 1 day from now, if you were to go back to the main menu, you can see in the top left there, the free trial is ending tomorrow. So if you are taking part in that, good time to maybe go through and try and get some Archies, or if you already have a ton, level up your sniper a bit easier in multiplayer or zombies. Now, that free trial expires tomorrow at around 10 a.m. Pacific time. We're still going to have to wait and see what exactly happens with the whole 1.65 title update. Maybe it drops tomorrow. Perhaps it'll be early next week, which would be kind of unheard of to have a full-on title update the same week that Christmas is going on when the devs are out of office. But we shall see. Obviously, if anything happens, you guys know I'll keep you in the loop with everything going on. So be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating on your way out would be seriously appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.